Time for another county. Let's do it. Today, we're going to be talking about Seward County, named after Secretary of State William H. Seward. All right, this one's going to be a long one. So, William H. Seward was born in New York in the 1800s. He is most famous today for being the Secretary of State for Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War. However, that's like not even the most impressive thing about Seward. Seward serves as a senator and governor of New York. He fights against one of the first organizations, I think they call it the Regency, that was ran by Martin Van Buren when he was president. He fights against them when he is the governor of New York. He is hugely progressive, especially for the time period that he was in. Is outrightly against slavery. Make sure that any African Americans who are captured and being returned to slavery are guaranteed a trial by jury when in New York. And he's considered by many to be basically the father of the modern Republican Party. I mean, he was their standard bearer. In fact, during the primary, I guess presidential primary is not the right word, because a presidential primary didn't really exist, at least not the way we know it today. During the nominating convention for the Republican Party in the 1860s, Seward was widely considered to be the front-running nominee. Like, Seward was going to be the Republican nominee for president, and more than likely was going to be the president of the United States himself. However, because the Republicans' nominating convention is held in New York, or in Chicago rather than in New York, which is where Seward is from, Lincoln is able to, on the third or fourth ballot, become the eventual nominee for president. And it left Seward heartbroken. He doesn't really want to serve, but he does end up eventually meeting with Lincoln and kind of change his mind. He serves as the Secretary of State under Lincoln, and during that, he's going to do what he's best known for. Seward immediately becomes Lincoln's confidant. Pretty much his best advisor and the person he talks to about everything, so much so that the other members of the cabinet really are jealous of Seward's and Lincoln's relationship. Seward sits in on almost every cabinet meeting and really ticks off the rest of them because they don't sit in on the cabinet meeting that they're in. For a period of time, Seward is actually the one who's setting the terms of the cabinet meeting. He helps Washington push the Emancipation Proclamation back until there is a victory at Antietam. And overall, he kind of gets over his animosity he has toward Lincoln and really comes to enjoy and be part of his company. The same night that Lincoln is assassinated at Ford's Theater, Seward is also going to survive an assassination attempt, which is meant to decapitate the entirety of the United States government. And luckily, he survives, although he says, "I deserve to be a martyr with Lincoln as well." So, and then we also know Seward for Seward's Folly. He purchased Alaska from Russia before we realized there was any gold or anything there, just because he was an expansionist and wanted America to go. There we go, Seward County. I almost made it under the 3 minutes.